You've just stepped into the Buzzy's Country Store podcast, part-time porch talk, part-time therapy session, and all heart. I'm Chief Larry, and along with your host, J. Scott Ridgel, we're serving up real stories with a Buzzy's twist.
Hello, welcome to the Buzzy Podcast. I'm J. Scott Ridgel, your host, and with me, or actually the one doing all the work here, is Chief Larry Eberhardt. And joining us today, we are very happy to have Keith Raley, Mr. Baseball, number one Orioles fan.
Thanks, J. Scott. Thanks, Chief Larry, for having me.
Very good, very good. You know, I thought this would be a good time to talk baseball. It's the middle of the season, the All-Star game's over, and this would be a good time to try to get fired up for the rest of the season. Hopefully the Orioles will make a little – we'll talk about the Orioles later. First of all, let's go back and talk to the original Orioles for you and me, the Ridge Orioles. Did anybody ever say why we were named the Orioles?
No, that's what we always were. And to clarify, you're older than me.
Well, do you have to say that, Keith?
Yes.
Come on now. God darn it.
And also, I was the bat boy of that team.
That's
we have
right.
that picture here. But,
Yep.
Man, that was so much fun. You were such a good ball player on that shortstop
Well,
for Chuck
thank you.
Titus, the manager. And you go ahead.
Well, you know that picture. I think there were 7 sets of brothers, and well, that would have been 14, but and everybody else was cousins.
Right?
You know, if you look at that, we all were related.
Yes. I could try to go down that roster, but let's see, you had Ray, Danny, Pat Woodburn, Rocky Woodburn,
Yeah.
J. Scott Ridgel. Stevie was on that team
Yes.
too.
Yes.
You had the Owens,
Ralph
Peacock. Who else am I missing?
with Joey and Tommy, right?
Well, Miss Boog Pow, Joey Titus, and Tommy, and who else?
There was Robert Earl and his brother. Well, I forget his brother. Robert Earl Radford.
I'll
was
have
he?
to look at that picture.
Maybe that was another
Boyd
team.
wasn't,
Boyd was.
but Robert Earl was, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Cricket Dameron, I guess. Cricket.
Oh, Cricket was the catcher.
He was related to Ralph, right? Weren't they cousins?
Jay Dameron's brother.
Yeah.
Cricket was the catcher,
Uh-huh.
and a good one. So it had Cricket catching, Ray pitching, I think Danny at third, you at short,
Uh-huh.
second base.
I'm drawing a blank, too.
Joey was first base.
Joey was first.
Who was second base? Was it Tommy?
Might have been.
Tommy. Outfield, we had Pat.
Pat and left.
Pat could play some ball. Rocky and right. And who was center fielder? Have to look at that photo.
Have to look at that photo.
Yeah, I don't want to leave it out. But anyway, go ahead.
But, you know, I was thinking about that. Remember the Town Creek, they were the
Yankees.
Hollywood
The Braves.
The Braves.
And then Pony League was the Tigers.
and Piney Point with the Red
Sox with Joe Stone played over
Yes.
there. Yep.
Yes, Donnie Garner.
Oh,
First
yeah.
first curveball I ever saw. I think I peed my pants. Donnie threw a curveball and that was going to hit me.
Yeah. But let's see, the teams were named like the White Sox at
Lexington Park.
Lexington Park,
Yeah.
and it's.
You know, fast forward when my boys are playing Little League over there. We were the Cardinals and the Pirates, and when we came to Ridge, they were the Reds. And I remember going, "What happened to the Orioles?" Well, I think the Orioles are now up Hollywood or up the road. I don't know. How did the Orioles get out of Ridge?
How did
know?
they get out of it? Right. We're always the Ridge Orioles.
St. Mary City was the Angels.
Angels,
right?
right. We had the Taylor, Francis Taylor, and that bunch.
That,
Neil Siegel, I think, played up there on
I
that
think
team.
so. Well, I remember Mike Raley having
Mike
to go
Raley.
play up there.
Right.
Because I guess they did it by
Yeah.
where you lived.
Right. But going back to that picture where that field was where the new rectory at St. Michael's for the
Right.
priests. That was a good little ballpark. That's where that picture was taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then they built a new rectory, and we lost that field. And it's just a lot of memories. And Chuck Titus, you know how good manager. And then we had Ralph Woodburn and Lindy McKay.
Lindy McKay.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we were good. We were.
Let me tell you a little note I told one time. You know the Oriole bobbleheads back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Flip told me after we won, it used to be the KBA, Kids Baseball Association. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
So Flip says, you're coming to the awards thing and everything. Well, you know what I was expecting? I wanted a trophy like you all got. You know what I got? The old Oriole bobblehead. I was so disappointed in that. And now with the collection that I do and stuff, I wish I had that bobblehead. I threw it away.
Oh, no.
But Flips. But it was all good, you know.
You know, I think I tossed my trophies.
Now I got the trophies.
Did you keep the trophies?
I kept Danny's trophies and my trophies when I played Little League. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I had them up on the shelf, and I
went, right.
what am I doing with it, you know?
That's what I did with that bird. I said, I had it. I don't know. Now I wish I had it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. The bobbleheads.
Your bobbleheads.
That's funny because I thought that was a current thing.
Yeah.
As far as bobbleheads, as collector's items.
Yeah.
You know, when they had the promos for bobblehead night,
right.
I go, who the heck would want a bobblehead?
Well, I have same thing.
No, you don't do bobbleheads.
I have a few, you know, Cal and Brooks and stuff.
Well,
like
now let's go to the fans. Let's go to your collecting.
Okay.
Your memorabilia era.
Yes.
Which I think is fascinating. What you told me it was when you went to the Fan Fest. That was '93.
The All-Star game.
I was there. I took the boys, and we went to at the convention center or at the
convention center.
The convention center.
So went in there, and you were lucky to get a couple Hall of Famers up on the stage and looking at all the memorabilia. I think Ray was there. I said, well, I'll get a couple balls. Wow, couple balls. It mushroomed, and years later, going to shows, you know, more and more. I really enjoyed meeting the players.
What was your first purchase? Did you get that at Fan Fest? A ball? Did anybody sign it? Or?
Yes, I got the Oakland A's catcher. Hit the MVP. No, the catcher, Gene Tennis.
Gene Tennis, yeah.
And I got one of the old timers. I don't know. It might have been Bob Feller. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm not sure, but I've got Bob Feller. But anyway, had a lot of fun.
Now, when did you start getting serious? I mean, because you go to show, you traveled for this stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Ray got me involved in that down at Richmond called Tough Stuff Show near the racetrack.
Okay.
And we went down there, and the first show we went, Mickey Mantle was going to be there, but we didn't know to get the autographs in advance, and he had sold out. But we got to see Mickey. Carl Brown was down there. My good friend Carl and Jeffrey. But anyway.
So Mickey was there
signing. But, he only signed so many, you know, like 300, 400 or 500. But we were late. But anyway, that's so.
That's a pretty cool thing. At least you got to.
So then it just mushroomed show after show, and then I went to Chantilly, where they still have shows today. I haven't been in 4 years since COVID, and I went up to New Jersey and got a lot of autographs.
Now, would they advertise this? Obviously,
yes.
How would you know that next month there's a show in Richmond?
Well, they just had one down in Chantilly. You go on Collector Showcase. You can go on the internet and find out. And they're having one again in October. They have football players, wrestlers, Hall of Fame players. Not all Hall of Fame.
Now, and so do you have to pre-register, or you just show?
Oh, you go there and you buy tickets, but
what's a ticket? Is it?
Well, they range in price. It's getting pricey.
Well, what
the player, like for instance, will like an 8x10 is so much.
Oh, that's part of your admission.
But no, you pay the admission ticket. I think it's $8 or something right now, and they have all these tables set up with memorabilia, and then they have autographs, times, and things like that.
So
with
they
the
have
players.
They have former players. Current,
yeah.
Current players.
Yes.
And then it's pay as you go.
Yeah, you pay.
And what's
you pay like for a signed ball? There's different prices, different players. Like $100 sign a ball, and then now they want to. If you want an inscription like HOF on the ball, some charge
extra.
Get
out of here.
Not really. Get out of here.
Wow. What about if you wanted them to say to Keith
They'll do that.
for a fee.
Yep.
What's that?
But, I mean, some of the older Hall of Famers coming up, it was an honor for them to put a HOF on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's really gotten outrageous now.
Wow. So what's a 150, 200? What's the going rate? I don't have any clue.
I'll have to show you when you come see me, the price list.
Oh, they have them listed.
Yeah, all the prices that they're charged. You know, the person at the head of the show.
So going in, you
Yeah.
better take $1,000 or two, a couple $1,000.
Or a nice credit card. But I enjoyed it over the years, getting a handshake. And most of the autographs are all good. But these players nowadays scribble, scrabble. And I got 2 or 3 autographs. Ryan Sandberg, he was the Hall of Famer for the Cubs. He's got the worst autograph. You can't read it.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But most of I got are pretty good autographs.
And they do them right there on the spot.
Yeah, get a handshake.
and
The
they
attendant takes the ticket, and they get a nice handshake and everything.
sign the ball
Sign the ball, bat.
and move on.
Yep.
Now, are other people at these tables trading and wheeling and dealing, or is
No,
it all?
when I go for the autographs?
Well,
No, you go and get in line. They call numbers 1 through 25.
right.
And you got the number that you bought the autograph ticket. Yep, and they call you up, go get a handshake, get a nice autograph usually. But as I say, some of these scribble scrabble,
Yeah. Well, they're do the minimal and
and
get
a lot
paid.
of them are very nice. Been a few little bumps,
Mm-hmm.
but let me say this: Brooks Robinson is the best.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Brooks Robinson is the best, and I got some others that are very
It's
good.
sad that someone told me, someone was in here and saw my picture that Brooks signed at that fan fest, and I didn't. Brian McHugh. Did you ever meet Brian?
Yes.
He was there at a table selling. Doing memorabilia,
Yes.
and he gave me this picture of Brooks,
Yeah.
and I said, "Well, here, let me give you some money." He goes, "Brooks is easy." He said,
Yeah.
"Brooks will sign anything, and he doesn't charge." And he says, "Unfortunately, it's kind of sad. Brooks's signature is kind of not worth anything because Brooks would sign everything."
He would bend over backwards to people till
Yeah.
the day he died.
Yep.
You know, I went to his funeral ceremony up
Did you?
at Camden Yards. One of the greatest days I've had.
Really? Well, that was just like Brooks died what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, I
wasn't
got,
that long.
I tried to get a couple people. Pat couldn't go. Ray couldn't go. I got in the car. It was a beautiful day. One of the best things I did. Tribute to Brooks Robinson, the number 5 on the warehouse, and all the players came and everything. You know, and it was outstanding. You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, you might, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know you were there for cows. 21-31, right? Was that?
Yes.
That was the magic
Yes.
number.
Yeah.
And hadn't you been following him around? Didn't you go out to Kansas City or something? I remember you were trying to figure when he was going to.
Matter of fact, my wife Brenda and I went to Boston to see Fenway Park and the Orioles played. And Cal was approaching this record, and the Red Sox beat the Orioles. And they wished Cal congratulations. You know, we knew we were going to the record-breaking game. I said, man, please. I wanted him to see him get this record. And Cal went over 4 that day, but they gave him a nice ovation.
Were you in the front as he went around?
No,
the ballpark,
we were
remember?
up in the mezzanine
You were
down.
up?
Yeah, Pat
that must
Woodburn
have been a
and
great-
myself and were down there on the right field. Brenda and Ray, they were in the upper deck.
The game was stopped for what? 10, 15 minutes, however long it took him
Yes,
to.
what a night!
I remember watching it on TV. They interrupted prime time, whatever was
Yes.
being shown to
Yes.
cut to Baltimore.
And Jay, it was just because I was sky high to get there, you know, and to see we had mezzanine seats up there and watch Tom Selleck come through. And I said, who are these police officers all around marching through? Because Secret Service were all over the place because of Bill Clinton,
Well, Clinton was
and
there.
Al Gore were there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I said, who are these? It was Joe DiMaggio,
Joe was there.
and they've surrounded him, police.
Huh.
Joe D.
Joe, he was
But-
kind of small, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was sort of.
But he was out for the festivities at the end. But that was quite a night. I was so sky high. I tell you.
I'll bet.
I said, man, I want him to do it in Camden Yards because the next
Yeah.
game was, if it's rained out, was going to be in Cleveland,
Oh no.
and it was, So what I remember? Were you there for that?
No,
No.
I didn't go. I was watching it on TV.
Yeah. I tell you, I
And then
wanted
he
him to get
did.
it.
I didn't know this until I went back and read about it a little bit more. That he played another 5 years before he ended that streak
Right?
voluntarily at the end of the season.
Yeah, I remember that playing the Yankees.
Uh,
You remember that?
No, I don't.
He took him out.
it was the last game of the season, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
who took his place? He just died. He was a player. He managed the Shorebirds. He was in the lineup. What was his name?
I saw that, but I didn't make that connection.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Carl Brown was there for that. He wanted me to go to the game, but I didn't go. I wasn't thinking about that. But he gave me the ticket. The
That's
ticket
nice.
stuff. So yeah.
Okay, since you brought him up, Ray's told the story. I'm going to hear all of the Carl Brown, Ted Williams stories and compare them to see how much you agree or disagree. What's your version of the Carl Brown? How you guys ended up at the race? You were at the Marriott.
Yes, down there at that brick hotel at the Inner Harbor. And Jeffrey's son was with us. Carl's in the wheelchair, and he was staying out in the van. But Jeffrey went up with us, so we went to meet. Carl called up there and went up to his room. Well, in the meantime, J. Scott, I got some, wasn't in this memorabilia, but I got some baseballs, I think from Burger King. Well, anyway, I put them in my pocket, and I had the program and stuff, the old Senator program with Ted on as manager of the Senator, so I took
right.
it up. So I went up to his room. Come on in here. And he asked Jeffrey, where's your dad? They were really close. He says, Dad's down. Carl knew. Ted knew that Carl was in the wheelchair. Said, he'll catch up with you later. So we sit down, talk baseball, and with him.
It was you, Danny Hopmeister,
I should know.
Ray, Danny,
Ray, Danny.
Pat.
No, Pat wasn't
Pat
there.
wasn't there. Joey.
It might have been Joey
Yeah, I think Ray said Joey.
and Danny Hoffmeister, maybe.
I think Danny too.
So, talking baseball, he signed all the balls. Said, I know you got something for me to sign on. He signed.
Now these are the balls you brought.
Yeah, Danny said, my brother says, give me a ball. They weren't prepared. So I gave him the ball.
Well, aren't you the nice brother?
And
now,
then
see, Ray didn't mention that. I don't think.
And then I had this program, and on the way out, I asked Ted to sign it. He signed the Washington Senators when he was manager. You'll see it later at my house. But Ray held him up because he had to. Ted had to go down to the Today Show or something and do an interview.
Yeah.
And Ray held him up when he started talking about fishing.
Ray said that.
And Ray, I said, good move, Ray, because he was an outstanding professional fisher in that fly fishing. And he got in, he said, what kind of fish down in Chesapeake Bay and all this? And Ray held him up, and it was so cool.
Well, Ray said he stayed another 20 minutes or so
Yeah,
talking fish.
fishing. Because you remember he was the spokesman for Sears and Roebuck with fishing.
So he had no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
That is good.
And then,
that's good.
And after the All-Star game, that's when he had his first stroke, Ted Williams.
Huh.
Remember that?
No.
Yeah. But anyway,
That's a good story.
yeah.
That's a good story. I'd like to hear, and Pat's got, he did that article in the Historical Society on Carl Brown.
Oh, wasn't it
And
wonderful?
it was good article.
Oh, Pat can write.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
you can write too.
Well,
I know
no,
you all.
I'm not in Pat's league. Pat's
Man.
Pat does
Yes.
major league stuff. I'm just farting around. Like now.
Because Pat worked down at Nessie with Carl for years.
Okay.
Yes. I miss Carl Brown. Carl Brown was a big senator. That's where he met Ted Williams and Boston Red Sox. But Carl liked the Ravens, but he didn't like the Orioles to agitate, you know.
You know, I don't understand that animosity between the two. You know, they're in different leagues. They're in different. You know, people sometimes you're an Orioles or Ravens fan. Why come you aren't the, you know, Redskins and Senators? I said, I grew up with the Senators. I don't have a problem with the Senators. And the Redskins, I like the Redskins too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to me.
Well, I like the Colts. You know, the Colts and the.
Yeah, I don't understand the people that are, you know, just because they're one, they can't be. You know,
because I think we like sports. You know, we like all sports, but.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's kind of what I tell people. I'm a sports fan. I'm not just one.
Right.
You know. Hey, moving forward now, as far as do you still get there? Or do you have enough as far as? I know you've got a room full of this stuff. Do you ever look around and say, "Nah, I don't need."
Yeah, you need to cut back. I enjoy it, you know. And let's face it, they're a bunch of dust collectors. But that's my wife says you enjoy that, and I do enjoy looking at it.
Well, you get pleasure if you get pleasure out of it.
You know, I just
you know, just like these Brooks Robinson
and picture
bats.
and all the pictures I've taken. My wife's taken a lot of pictures. It's just like, because you've been to every ballpark. I've got 2/3. I don't think I'll make like you got, but used to plan vacations. But a ballpark would be in mine. It would be in mine. We go to a lot of ball games, ballparks. And
Brady's birthday is August 25th, so that's how it started. We would go to a ball game for his birthday, and then one thing led to another. So now, end of August, we go to a ballpark. So now we're going to the football stadiums. So this year we're going to Pittsburgh. We're going to Acrisure, which I'm not wild about that one, but we're going to check it out. Yeah. Now I like PNC. The Pirates ballpark is up there. I
It's
like
top
ballparks
5
on the water.
Yeah.
Like Pac Bell. I don't even know what it's called now.
Yeah,
but
it's called something.
Camden is close to the water.
Yep.
And people always say, "Well, you've been to all of them. What's your favorite?" I guess Camden. I mean, there's no.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh is running a second.
That's a nice ballpark.
It's beautiful. And well, let me go back when me and Brenda got married in '79, because we were playing softball then.
Were you managing?
I was managing Raley's, and I get married that day. We were in the tournament, Miller's tournament. We lost the tournament. We got married. Went to the Belvedere. Got up 7 o'clock in the morning, and had to be at Hills Club. We got in the losers bracket. All day we stayed out at the field where Danny played. Danny played for the Hills. His team beat us, Danny Hoffmeister. And all day stayed in the losers bracket and lost in the championship.
That's Sunday, right?
That's a dedicated manager, isn't it, with his ball club?
I'd say that's a good wife to
good,
Brenda.
Yes. We went on a honeymoon. You know where we went?
Cooperstown.
No, we went to Philadelphia. You know what we saw in Philadelphia? Veteran Stadium.
Right.
The Phillies play the Dodgers. We sat in center field, not upper deck, but the ring. That's when the Phillies got Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt, Larry Bow. I forget the second baseman's name, but Greg Luzinski, who the Phillies got in a trade from the White Sox. Tommy Lasorda's managing the Dodgers. It went into extra innings, and Greg Luzinski hit a walk-off home run.
Wow.
So that was nice, you know, to watch that. And I think Boone was the catcher for Phillies. Boone's two sons, the manager, Yankee. Yep. But, you know, I got the program and everything, and that was really fun.
So you never forget your anniversary, right? Because you remember the two balls.
Yes. So we went around, looked at Philadelphia, you know, the
Liberty Bell.
Yeah. Done things. We did other things, you know.
Yeah.
But listen to this.
At your honeymoon, come on.
Coming down the road at the Capitol Center, you remember Gary Gray?
Gary, sure.
He give us tickets to see the Bullets play the Atlanta Hawks.
Huh.
It had real good seats, third row, you know. Brenda went there to that. So that was a good honeymoon.
That sounds like it.
Huh?
That sounds like every baseball
So-
fan's.
On our 25th anniversary, we went back to Philadelphia. The new stadium opened. Greg Luzinski's like Boog Powell had a thing out there. I got him sign a ball. That was a nice, and my daughters put us up on the scoreboard. Congratulations, you know, they called up Phil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did Luzinski, did you remind him of, I'm sure he remembered that walk-off home run against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I did. That's a nice ballpark out of Philadelphia.
It is. I like the way you can walk all the way around it.
Yep. So, go ahead. Just don't forget to talk about Cooperstown.
You've been. I was there for Palmer's induction.
I know, Joe Morgan. And it rained.
And it rained.
Yes.
And we left. You know, we hung around all that morning, and it was pouring. And Palmer, if you look at at his induction, I can tell the real Oriole fans, they stuck it out with the umbrellas over here. They were smart and everything. I wasn't hanging around. Well, I had 4 kids, and we were in a camper.
Right. But they later had it inside, and I watched it on YouTube. Him and Joe Morgan, the second baseman of Cincinnati.
That was funny having the two of them together.
Yep.
You know, Joe Morgan after being on that big red machine.
But speaking of Cooperstown, my Danny Raley's wife said that's Keith's, what'd she say? Happy place. It is my happy place. I've been there eight times.
8 times. Wow.
My first time was in '76. I just bought my new car. Dad and Mom took me up. And that's before the Hall of Fame it's been remodeled a couple times. And I really like that Doubleday field where they played the Hall of Fame game and stuff like that. And then when we got married, I got Brenda and my girls. And to drive up through Pennsylvania and Binghamton, I just like the farm and the scenery going into Cooperstown. I just love that town. And the lake up at Cooperstown, I was just there a couple years ago, one more time. And I just love the Hall of Fame. And not only that, but the scenery around. And that's my happy place.
That's a beautiful place.
And speaking of that, the inductions this weekend coming up for the Hall of Fame. And we went to, I've been to a couple inductions, and Cal and Tony Gwynn's was the biggest.
I'll bet.
They closed Main Street down, and Brenda was with me again. I'll tell you.
Good wife.
Brenda's been, this has been more than happy.
It's a good thing that she's understanding about all
And then I got my girls all in it, my grandchildren. So.
Well, that's the nice thing about baseball. It's kind of intergenerational. You know, I got a grandson, Blaze, that's he doesn't really talk to me too much, but if I start talking Orioles with him, he's right there.
Yeah.
He knows the stats, who's doing what. So that's kind of a nice bond to have, to be able to talk, you know, and with your kids, as far as, you know, being Oriole fans. You know, once you're a fan, you're a fan.
Yeah. But we're sports fans. I still watch it, even though the Orioles are not too good right now.
Well, I don't want to end on a sad note, but what do you think? I just don't feel real. At the beginning of the season, you know, I'd lost money this year because I would have bet on them to win. I think the over-under was 80 games or something. And you were here. Remember I said, what do you think? And you said they'll be lucky to be 500. And I went, come on, they're going to win more. That's 162 games, 81 games. That was the over-under. So Vegas boys had them at 500. So right now they're 9 games below 500, 43 and 52.
Right.
It's just too inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's not any. They were saying the pitching, but the pitching's been pretty good lately, and the hitting now's going south.
Well,
I don't know.
You got to have pitching. It took me a long time to understand it. What do you mean pitching? pitching is the name of the game.
Pitching's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was it, Yogi? Good pitching beats good hitting, and vice versa.
Yogi.
See, I think I heard a guy on the radio saying that Elias was thinking that the pitching would be a little spotty, but the offense would make up for it. But with Gunnar getting hurt at the beginning and all these injuries, and the offense has just not been doing what they expected.
Right.
I mean,
And Rushman, he got hurt.
Rutschman's been hurt.
And I got to tell you, he's a good fellow and everything, but I've never liked his throwing to second base. It's either wide right, wide left.
Oh, they know it. They can't wait to get on base against him.
My opinion of him, I think they're not going to sign him. They're going to let
They
him go.
drafted 2 catchers. What does that tell you?
Well, the draft's another thing. Catchers. What about pitcher?
Well, they drafted 11 out of 23 pitchers.
How about all
What-
the shortstops that were drafted?
I know.
High schools.
What do they say? 75%
Yeah.
were high schoolers.
But we need pitching.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Dictator, you were good to Dictator. Didn't mean to choke you up.
Yeah.
But and all you guys really, Dictator was very fortunate to have such a good, with all the fire department guys there,
I miss
checking
him.
up on him, and
I miss him dearly.
yeah, sure you do. He's like
Because going to, even just recently, he says, I'll ride up with you, go do errands and stuff. But he was so sharp. His mind was so sharp.
Yeah.
Never been sick. And, man.
But you'd go pick him up. Actually, you were with him. Didn't you take him to the hospital that day?
No, but I
Or-
went down when the ambulance was called,
Uh-huh.
I rushed down there.
Yeah.
And Millie, the same thing, his wife. Because Millie's Brenda's aunt, Millie.
Oh, I
and,
forgot
And
about
Brenda's
that.
mother, Clara, or sisters. A whole bunch of Saunders, on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Dictator's been, he's done so much for the church, rescue squad, fire department.
Mm-hmm.
They were good people.
Absolutely. And you guys were good friends there too, checking up on him. Joe was home.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
Joe was home, and Joe said he couldn't believe how much the phone rang and how many visitors Tater had.
Oh, yeah.
Joe said, I'd feel a little bad about Dad being home alone. He said he's not alone.
Yeah.
He's got more. He's got more visitors and guests than I do.
And his mind was so he could remember. He still remembered
Oh,
everything.
yeah. Well, you've seen the video that Larry did, right?
Yeah. No, I got to see that. I
my
know he
gosh.
was in, Larry interviewed him.
Yes. That's one of the things that made me tell Larry, we need to do that because you did such a good job with Dictator.
But
That's on the Buzzy. You can get there. Well, I'll send it to you.
because growing up, him and my father, Francis, he said it was the best trip he ever had when they went. They thought they were something. When they got on that plane, went to New York City, and I got pictures of Dad. He said that was something else, Dictator with Dad. Get on the airplane, go to New York City.
The Dictator was great company too. As far as
Now he had a sense that he could tell a joke and everything.
absolutely,
But,
absolutely. He was just a delight to be around.
Dictator.
That was good. Anything else? We're about at the 30-minute mark here. Larry, you good? We got everything we need? You're not going to tell any jokes this week, Larry? No? All right. Well, thank you, Keith.
Jay Scott. Thank you, Larry. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.